Good morning, I'm Michael from Moat Monster Gaming, and if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. So today I'm looking through Dungeons & Dragons Adventurer number 12, and this one came with a little spell book that's got a mixture of all the cantrips and first level spells that you would find in the main book. Now, I think this is a really nice little addition. It covers them quite easily, you can flick through, but I actually have a complaint. So before I even get into this, I have a complaint about this. This is a lovely little book, but what is up with the staples? Now, this is the Introduction to Combat that came with the very first issue. And look, it's got these cool staples that fit in your ring binder. This does not fit in your ring binder. So that's a little bit of a shame because I would have liked to have put it in with all the other bits and bobs. Now it's just going to flap about loose. Other than that, it's a nice little book. Comes with some dice, as always. This time, we've got some black dice with some blue numbers on them. So, not very exciting. They still feel like they're nice plastic. They feel like they roll nice, well, they do roll nice, but it's just more dice. But, onto the actual issue. So, in here, if we have a quick look at the contents, so we've got sage advice, so we've got a guide to D&D, creating an immersive environment, grappling and shoving, and then some character creation. So we've got age, Dragonborn as a species, cleric of the life domain, and the folk hero background. Got a little bit of monsters, so we've got ghouls. No surprises, ghouls are then in the quest. And then we've got the adventure here, and it is the first part of the new adventure. So the first adventure was 11 sort of kind of short encounters around Phandalin. Now we've got on our way to Neverwinter. So I guess you're going to end up in Neverwinter. Okay, so first of all, we've got a couple of pages on dice. Seeing as we're on issue 12, I feel like this is a very late edition. It's very, very basic. It literally just tells you what the different dice are, how often you'll be rolling them. There's a couple of little funny quotes in it, but all in all, it feels like this should have been in one of the earlier issues. If I'd had it in one of the early issues, I probably would have complained that it was too basic. It's still too basic here. Bearing in mind that they've probably done quests and stuff now already, this really feels like it should have been earlier. And then here we've got a little bit on creating an immersive environment. It's just basically D&D, DM tips for making sure you got some sound and some mood lighting, but actually really you don't need any of it. It does, ambience is good, but you don't need any of it. Then we got a couple of pages on grappling and shoving. We've already had some of the conditions earlier. This is now brings them into combat, and basically if you're grappled you can't do as much. It tells you how to then grapple them. Shoving's actually quite useful. I never considered how useful it was to use a shove move on someone, but there we go. Then we've got age. Talks about the different ages, how all the different species have different age brackets, but there's no actual rules per se. So years ago, you used to, if you were an older character, you got wiser, but you had like physical detriment. That's now gone. Then here we have Dragonborn. So just a brief overview of the Dragonborn. So no actual rules. And then we have Cleric of the Life Domain. So it's all very overviewy. It's just looking at basically who they are, a bit of role play, and it's light on rules. Then we have the folk hero background, which is got a tiny little bit of rules, but mostly it's just flavor. And then here we have ghouls. So we have this awesome, horrible, horrible picture, which I actually quite like. And then we have a page on ghouls, and then a little bit up the top here about the different varieties that you get. So actually, it's number 12 now. So at $8.99 a week, you know, I would have liked a bit more. I've read the next one, and actually the next issue is better. But this one, again, feels like a little bit of a step backwards. It all feels a bit basic and very rules light. However, the encounter is not bad. got a picture of someone being stalked in the woods. And in this encounter, characters have been a success in Phandalin, so they are effectively hired to transport. So, turn 2 pages. They're hired to transport this person to Neverwinter. So, traveling along Neverwinter, going on the Tribord Trail up the high road, following it along, get this person to Neverwinter. So, there's a little bit about the character. There's a little bit about why they want to go to Neverwinter. And then here we have a piece about group checks, how sometimes it's easier just to roll on mass as a group to see if the group succeeds and fails. But as they travel along the Tribord Trail, they come across ghouls in the road that are basically savaging some dead horses and some dead people. A wagon's been overturned. It's a scene of carnage. Hiding under a box, there's a halfling. He then wants the heroes to rescue his, I'm going to say his daughter, and off they trot into the woods. There's a chance for some stealth, but ultimately it's about finding the missing halfling, slaying some ghouls, getting a potion of healing. It's very much just an encounter on the road. It's not very exciting. The next one actually is a lot better, but this, like the rest of the issue, is just a bit bland. But there we go. I know the next one's better. Hopefully they are improved, but I do feel like sometimes these are a bit hit and miss. Anyway, thank you very much for looking. Take care.